Welcome back to the Code Green Radio Show. We have a very special guest for you tonight. Kony Ealy is an athlete that plays with his heart and leaves everything on the field. As a Jets fan, it is safe to say that Kony is the best waiver claim the team has made in a very, very long time. So I want to welcome Kony to the show. How you doing, Kony?
Doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I mean, even better now that you're on the show. So with Kony here, we're going to go much deeper than just football because Kony is much more than a football player. But to start, we have to start talking about the Jets. So is the culture of the Jets different from that of your former teams?
Former, you meaning by Patriots or
Panthers? Patriots, Panthers, just the culture as a whole, because the way that all the players are talking this year, it seems like it's more like of a brotherhood because it seems like the Jets against the world, so to speak. So I just want to know your input on that.
Okay, honestly, it's a different team in theory because different players, different characteristics, attitudes, what have you. So it's obviously, I would just say it's a fairly different team in its own way.
Okay. And then, Craig, what do you have for Kony?
Yeah, Kony, so, I mean, obviously you're dealing with the little bit of the shoulder injury kept you out last week. Are you going to be able to play on Sunday versus the Patriots? How's the shoulder feeling?
There's no doubt. I mean, I'm ready to go. I feel good. Just preparing it and getting it to where it needs to be. And all signs look forward to the game.
All right, so let's talk about your game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this is where we go deeper than football. You had one of the best games of your career in the face of adversity and tragedy. You ended the game with an interception. You had 4 pass deflections and a slew of quarterback pressures. I just want to know what was going through your head during that game.
I mean, nothing really. Just more so being out there for my teammates is, it's like you said, brotherhood. We really have bond into being in there for one another, and when it's football, and we're a family then, and we're not letting anything outside of football bother us. Just more so staying in the game, ready to go.
All right, and yeah, absolutely. I think that this team, this defensive unit, the word brotherhood is the best way to describe it, and what a performance you had, Kony. It was incredible. Looking at this team and looking at, kind of where you guys are standing right now, and recently there's a video of you stating that the New York Jets are not tanking, and I think this was obvious, from the very beginning, but what was kind of your standpoint coming into the season about this team and kind of this whole, the world is against us, but we're here to go out and win games and do it the best we can this season?
So honestly, when I got here, I was extremely happy, coming here to be a part of the New York Jets, and amazing, talented defensive line defense, amazing coordinator. So I was just really stoked about that. But coming and kind of getting the background history of what's been going on here, and obviously, not really seeing it from afar, but not really being like initially close to it. Knowing the record that's been and the attitude that's been presented here, over the years of 0-16, and the Jets are not going to do that good this year, and how we're down there close to Cleveland Browns. It kind of really made me sick to my stomach, just listening to all that. And, I felt like, and I and a couple other guys on the team and obviously guys that just came in too felt the same way as far as, we had to change the attitude around here and the winning attitude. Coach Todd said the same thing. He said, this is our team. This is the players' team, so we have to do something about it if we want to, have a good outcome from it. If we want to have a major effect on our outcome of the year. So we just putting our heads together, and everybody's buying in. The young guys and the veteran guys is here, and we want to accomplish good things this year. And in order to do that, you have to have a couple things. One is the character. You have to have everybody to buy in. You have to have the right attitude, and I think we're doing well in that department so far.
Yeah, I mean, hosting this show week in and week out, there's so many Jets fans that have the wrong way of thinking. We hear about it all the time on social media. You need to go 0-16 to get your quarterback. You need to do X, Y, and Z. There's no such thing as tanking in the NFL. You have 53 athletes on this team that their job is to go out there and give 110% every single week, because you give 90% one week and you can get cut. So I mean, to me, the whole aspect of tanking is asinine. It doesn't make any sense. And if you're looking at a playoff picture right now, the Jets are in the playoffs. If we're looking after Week 5, the Jets are going against the Jacksonville Jaguars and are in the playoffs. So people need to root for their team. And it's you can't be a Jets fan and hope for the worst, because what kind of fan are you? I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. But and I'm glad you're advocating for the Jets, because it's great to see that the people on the team know that they have one goal in mind. So that video was perfect when I saw it with you. But Kony, you dabble in many things off the football field as well. Why don't you tell us about your collaboration with Today's Business?
So Today's Business is a very good marketing firm, and I've had mutual contact and reason of knowing the guys there. They do a great job from what I've been presented, and they really care about their work. And I think that speaks more in volumes than anything about the character of those guys of Today's Business. And I just can't really wait to just get to work with those guys.
So, Kony, what do you have in mind, with Today's Business? I know that they do a slew of things for athletes, but do you have anything set up that you could discuss?
Well, obviously making sure I keep a good profile about myself and the organization. Giving a little bit of intel about my personal life. Just kind of keeping the fans in tune with the Jets organization and myself. Secondly, I would probably get into how can I help the community around us, and that can be in all stages, whether it's, doing causes or, setting up foundations. I want to get involved in the community. So they're going to do a great job of making sure I'm, getting forward and being able to have that presented to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to know the athlete more than just what you see on the football field. And I know that we're going to be doing a video pretty soon together for Today's Business, for your social media accounts. And, it's going to be on our website and on the show and everything else to get to know Kony a little bit better. So definitely watch out for that. We're gonna give everyone, the links for that video, and I think it's gonna be great. Because I looked at your background, everything about you just screams winner. And I'm glad to have you on the Jets. Craig, what do you got for Kony?
Kony, you absolute pleasure having you on the show. Always great talking to such an intelligent player such as yourself. Where can our listeners find you on social media so that they can keep tuned with all things Kony Ealy?
Well, I have Twitter and I have Instagram. Both of those handles are Kony Ealy 94. So feel free to follow and like pictures and like comments and leave comments in the comment box.
So Kony Ealy 94 on Twitter and Instagram. Definitely an account you guys are going to want to check out, especially with all this great content coming out soon about Kony Ealy. Kony, thanks again so much for joining us tonight on Code Green. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Just want to thank Kony Ealy for coming on the show one more time. And Today's Business is a great corporation that we're working with now. If you haven't checked out Today's Business website, it's tbsmo.com. Today's Business does so much for the community. They make business social with loyalty, dedication, excellence, and teamwork. They go above and beyond for their clients, and Kony Ealy is one of them. They're just great. So please check them out. Give them some love on social media. On Twitter at today's_business, on Instagram at today's_business, and at today's athletes. Keep it tuned here to Code Green.